Well, here you are, it's a bit of an update. This is what, Tuesday today, day 4 of finding out I've got MND, which is actually, it's been classified as 4 subcategories of AMD because it's just an umbrella to a whole lot. And I just got the paperwork yesterday, and I've been classified ALS, which is the worst one. But after my last video, my daughter told me she's coming up to see me, and I said, so what do you want to come up for, sort of thing. You kind of understand. She still want to come up and give my dad a hug. So they're here. I'm just down here at the beach with them, spending time with them. Just, I don't know, trying to come to grips to this whole thing. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How you can be diagnosed with this sort of thing, and you know, the stuff you look into, and the hardest part is that you are trying to be positive and finding some form of a cure or something, you know. And the mainstream, every time I have to deal with the mainstream medical profession, they just basically, nah, you're gonna die, nah, it's all you hear, nah. So I can see why people fall into a screaming heap very quick. But there's a fantastic nerve massager, a German guy, Schneider. He lives up in Malanda. He searched worldwide for helping people out, and I rang them the other day and they said they can help me. So I go up next Monday, and he's going to be doing multiple work with me, so I could be there for a week, 3 days, who knows, don't know. I've spoken to the boss now, and there's all these discussions on if I can continue working because I drive a truck, and of course I cart fuel, so so I've got all that waffle going on. I've got all this mountain of paperwork I've got to fill out to get back by, you know, the government to support me and all this sort of stuff. So it's sort of like kind of accepting my fate, going through all this junk. But you know, I've got to go through the motions and all that sort of thing. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just, so as far as I can work out, it's probably the most shittiest way of dying. And you know, like I said on Saturday, I let the family know, and that was an absolute bust of a day, trying to tell everybody. And there's a few friends of mine that I haven't spoken to yet, so I'm going to hold off. After I've seen the German guy, there's not too many theories. There's a couple of people on the net that we could possibly go through, but I don't know. You know, it could get worse. It may stay the same. You know, no one's got any answers. No one has a clue. The hardest part is accepting it. A lot of the stuff I found out says that once you accept it, you can either go with it, or you can fight against it. So I don't know. I'll wait and see. It's early days, and I'm still coming to grips with the whole thing. So, and I don't think I'm really there yet. I just don't believe it. Probably the hardest thing is my wife Anne. She's just devastated because of, you know, what may happen. So you know what I mean. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy my day out here in the sun with my kids. There they are, over there, all playing in the sand. I just need to sit down a bit. I've stood up for a while and I get very shaky after a while. If I've got something to lean on, I can stand there for ages. But if I try and stand there on my own, I start wobbling around all over the countryside. So now I'll come down to have a bit of a sit and to sit and watch. But anyway, we'll see what happens, I suppose. Fingers crossed. Alright, I thought I'd do a little bit of an update. We're up to, what is it, day 6, it's now Thursday, so it's nearly a week of being in the ALS disease, death thing. I've had my family came up. It was fantastic having my daughter and my grandchildren up here. It was lovely. Emotionally, I've been a bit of a roller coaster. I'm doing pretty good most of the time. Occasionally the the dreaded thought comes to mind. It's, to be honest, it's so surreal. It's just, I don't know how you explain it. I just, you know, other than the limp and the twitching, and I feel perfectly fine. Anyway, so I've gone to see my local GP this afternoon, and they have a breath test that you can do to have this horrible stuff called Zerolaz or something or other, I don't even realize, and it apparently prolongs your life for maybe 3 to 6 months, but through our discussion you've basically got to have half your lung capacity before you can even pass, and at this stage I don't think I really want to throw any more toxins into my body, really. Through some of the studies that I've been checking out on the site, which I will reveal to you as time goes on, a lot of it seems to be with what foods you eat and your emotions. These are the two big players. Now, I am a vegan. I haven't been a straight down the plant-based vegan. I've had the usual produced, you know, pies and, you know, stuff like that that's vegan, but it's processed. So I've cut all of that out. I think I've already said that I'm a fruitarian now, so everything I could find basically talks about eating fruit. So since Friday night, after, you know, the devastation of figuring out what's actually really wrong with me, when, you know, even though I got the notification to actually seeing what it does to you, is just, anyway. And the love and the support that you get from your family and your friends, and, you know, you have this funny thing in your mind that, you know, you're not really, how would you put it? You know, if you drop dead, you know, no one's going to worry about it, but it's not true. You affect a lot of people throughout your life, so it was really nice. I've had some friends of mine that came around today, and she does Akashic records, and she's going to do a reading for me, and we'll see what comes above it. But the thing I wanted to talk about was the fact is that it's quite amazing. I was expecting to get the big doldrums, because every time I talk to the medical profession, you're basically getting the whole, you know, you're going to die thing. And I don't mean to be rude, you can flower it up any way you like. It's basically, we can't do anything, you're going to die. And so I have been looking alternate. And anyway, there's a gentleman in Malanda, up in the Atherton Tablelands in northern Queensland. And he specialises in nerve massage, and he learnt his talents in Germany, and people fly from all over the world to come and see him. Anyway, so through the discussion with my doctor about this gentleman, and I was just sitting there, and he said, as we were talking, he basically only wanted to see me just to see what he could do for me. In most ways, there's not much he can do. But I did say, we sort of had a bit of a talk, and we discussed, you know, what am I going to do? And I said, well, there's a gentleman, and I told him about this guy. And the thing that blew me out more than anything else is he leant forward, and he had a business card holder, and he pulled out Elisa's business card, and he opened it up, and he says, oh yes, it says ALS here too. And he said one of his clients that comes and sees him says he's fantastic, he's a miracle worker and all that sort of stuff. And the beautiful part is that he actually asked me, could you tell me how you go with him? So to me, that is just beautiful news, that this doctor is actually open-minded enough to want to share. If there's hope for others that have, well, my affliction, can get well, there's a doctor there that's going to say, go and see him, because we can't help you, go and see this one. And this is where we all should go. This is where society needs to go. I mean, everybody has their place, and then if you can't help somebody, you shouldn't be afraid to go, oh no, sorry, that's it. You should be open enough, like this doctor, and then go, well, you could go here and they might be able to help you. I mean, in the long run, it's all about us as individuals and us as beings
to live a full and happy life, isn't it? It's not about, oh, I can't make any money out of you, so no, nick off. And it's beautiful to see this sort of thing starting to happen. So that was a really, really good talk. I really enjoyed that. So basically I'm not too bad, I'm doing okay. I do have my ups and downs, I have moments. When I'm alone, like I'm home alone, it gets a bit difficult. When my wife's around, like I had friends come over today, I spent 3 hours on the phone with my son the day before yesterday. And sorry, the friends were here this morning. And then I spoke to my son for about 3 hours, and then of course I had my grandkids and my daughter here. So yeah, I try not to dwell on the fact, you know, like it's all well and good that, you know, you've been given the death sentence, but you don't have to dwell on it. So now I eat my fruit, all the processed foods out. I actually meditate now. I'm doing Kundalini yoga. I highly recommend it if you've got ALS. Not for the fact the other yogas are a bit more strenuous, where Kundalini yoga is just more stretching and more mental stuff, a lot better. I'm going to probably do a bit of Qigong, which moves your energies around, because a lot of the stuff I've looked into is more into the line of it can be toxins that are in your body, and also it can be emotions too that cause it too. So if you know, for argument's sake, don't like yourself, or you hate where you are, you don't like your job, well, these affect your body. So I've also got fatty liver, and I only found out last night that fatty liver is caused by emotion. And so by adjusting to the way you feel and the way you think, should alleviate that. It's just funny how, I don't know, probably the last week really, the whole, I mean, I was a very short-tempered cranky bugger most of the time, you know what I mean? I hate getting stuffed around and things not working the way they do, and I get frustrated and cranky with it. And it's amazing what happens when you get the kick in the guts and you're like, and it really doesn't matter. You know, like, I always thought, being a spiritual type of person, that I always lived in the now. But I can tell you, to be honest, until the time you get told you are going to die, you're not really in the moment. Oh, well, I don't think, well, I wasn't. Because there is no future, there's only now. So I'm finding now that I'm actually really in the now, I suppose, because there is only now, because I've been told I don't have really any tomorrow. So being in the now is probably the best place you could ever be, because there's no pressure for anything. There's no, you have to perform, you don't have to anything. You just are what you are, and be what you can be, and be as best as you can be. And it's kind of funny how all of a sudden I am really just looking after me, just being me. Yeah, it's just funny how your whole attitude and everything changes very, very quickly. So there you go. This is day 6. So been interesting. I'm going to take you along when we go up to see Elise, and then let you know. I could be there a day, I could be there 2 days. He's talked about I could be doing multiple sessions with him in a day. Could be, you know, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we really don't know. None. So from now on in, yeah, have a good afternoon, and I'll check you next time, mate. See ya.